Welcome back to the Journey Within podcast. I'm your spiritual host, Anna. And in case this is your first time here, we just go deep beneath the surface by uncovering hidden and unknown truths of what you already possess within. Let's get into it. I will also share my notes with you as being a research anthropologist and just overall having this human experience is my divine authority to share my work with you. Today's discussion, we're going to be discovering the spiritual impact, the suppression of the soul. The world thinks the problem is just screen time, but the deep secret is that your phone is a machine designed to monetize your free will. It is an engineering state of perpetual distraction, so you literally cannot access the quiet, reflective parts of your brain where prayer and spiritual intuition live. When you choose to put the phone down and when you accept the painful reality of growing away from people who are still trapped in the matrix, you aren't just losing friends or disconnecting. You are reclaiming your consciousness so that you can hear the voice of God. And we're going to close these notes for now. This reality has been hijacked. Everything and everyone is battling for your attention. Your attention is currency, and currency is money. You see how the cycle keeps you occupied, keep you working, keeping your currency going so that it can have an income. But yet you still live check to check. It's only because of where your attention's going. So my life work has led me to leading others within. Here we are. The journey within. Ephesians 6:13. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits, principalities, darkness, rulers in high places. This battle was never against the flesh. Just like your thoughts aren't fleshly, they're unseen because we're battling against unseen forces. Oh, I'm sure that you thought things that you did not think. You know you're not that person who's going to conjure up those thoughts in your mind. And you're like, where do they come from? Am I a bad person because I just thought that? Why would I think such thing? Absolutely not. See, this reality operates on frequencies and wavelengths, the same way you can make a phone call and be on the phone damn near in the presence of that person that's countries away, but somehow you're able to connect because there's an invisible atmosphere here. And everything at the core begins with frequencies. This artificial world that is not on godly timing, even though God is outside of space and time, that's my entire point. This reality is on time. This reality is against the complete presence of God. That is why science exists, because science wants to throw labels on things and just tell you, oh, what you saw is this. It's a name for that. Exactly. When in reality, you're on a floating rock. I know that there's some flat earthers out there, but the reality they want you to think you live in is you're on a floating rock. You have the sky above you, other known as the heavens, aka the cosmos. You have all these things above you. All you have to do is look up, but yet they keep something in your hand, some sort of tool so that you can look down. Your phone, usually. Consume, consume, consume. You're the experiment, and something's just not right here. And that is why my work has led to this. I know that something is not right. The way that humanity is, everyone's looking down on their phones, just like the generations before us was looking down at newspapers. They keep something in your hand so that you do not look up, so that you do not ask questions, so that your brain gets so decentralized, so that your brain just gets so dumbed down that you never ask anything, that you never challenge anything. And then that is exactly why you're living in an artificial reality here now, because instead of being transformed by the renewing of your mind, you're being conformed to this reality. You're not asking questions, you're not changing anything. You're just showing up. You're showing up to these restaurants, buying this bioengineered food. We live in a reality of bioengineered beings. But in reality, you were created as a spiritual being having a human experience. Nothing about this reality is real, at least the physical things that you can touch and you can see. Even right now, you think I'm sitting in this chair, I'm actually levitating above it. And the reason being because you have this electromagnetic field around your body that the lights of this reality right now, it doesn't really allow you to see unless you tap into the spirit, you can see it. But nothing is what it seems. Just like this computer I have is showing me a screen, but in reality, it's just zeros and ones. This artificial reality of technology is being bioengineered, and it's also binary codes of zero and ones. Everything that you think exists is really non-existent. It's the false reality, and everything that is real is the unseen reality. That is why your thoughts seem very real, but you can't see them. So why would one say there's, we're not even going to speak that evil, but why would one question if there is a God when you can't even see your thoughts? But because you think that your physical eyes can't grasp the concept or see this infinite divine being, creator, intelligence, Abba, you think it does not exist. But that is because your heart has been hardened, and you need to pray to Abba, pray to God to remove the spirit of darkness, to remove the hard heart away from you, because the spirit of truth will rest upon you and reveal all of the wisdom that has been hidden to you. All you have to do is ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be answered. The door shall be open unto thee. A lot of times when you have so much knowledge in the brain, it starts to just shuffle words out for you. You got to be slow and pick those words out. As you can see, that's why I just had word salad. This language, the English language, is full of spells. It has you saying I am before everything, when all you should say is I am that I am. You are everything because you're created by everything. You literally have hands, arms, ears, mouth, nose. You have all of these members on your body, and you have no idea how they're on one accord. You don't tell your eyes, you may blink, but you don't really tell them to grow your pupil. You don't tell your heart to beat at a certain rate. You see what I'm saying? Your thoughts are unseen. So I want you to know that this inward journey, you know everything already. It's just about remembering. The one became many so that many can remember they are the one. It's all that exists here is consciousness, experiencing consciousness, but there's also two forces, which is good and evil. So consciousness is experiencing consciousness through me, you, I, through the people you may see around you, but they can also be hijacked by the forces of darkness because there's good and there's evil. There's good, the creator, the light, the peace, the presence, the fruits of joy and happiness. You know the fruits. And then there's darkness, and you know those fruits as well. You know those weeds as well. You know people by their fruit. Are they having good conversations or bad conversations? Are they seeking growth and transformation, or are they stuck and stagnant in a spirit of lack? And I want you to know something, that those people around you that are not waking up, that think that you're crazy because you're questioning everything and accepting nothing, and you're thinking something's not right here, you're on the right track. God is removing those people from you, those people, places, and things from you. They were never meant to be in the destination with you. They were a part of this journey, but you're heading to a destination where they cannot come. And guess what? As you grow spiritually, as you journey inward and you realize I have this inner voice, and I know there's some of you that say you don't have the inner voice, but you're still special. But for those that do have the inner voice, I want you to know that can't even be seen. If I can have a conversation in my head right now, who's hearing the conversation? You see what I'm saying? There are so many questions, not enough answers that you can see in this physical reality. That's why you journey inward, and there's all your clarity you need. You don't need an explanation when you know it's existing right within you. That's the problem. Mankind wants labels and they want an explanation for everything, and you were not meant to lean on thine own understanding. Abba will give you the peace that surpasses all understanding. So the more you grow, and it can be scary at first, going inward and realizing, dang, I'm nothing I've been told. But you get this peace, you get grace, you get wisdom, and you realize this is the best choice I've ever made. Those people, places, and things, they will no longer begin to serve you. They're going to be so unbearable that one day you'll come across a person having a conversation and you'll think, man, this is the last conversation you're going to have with me about that. You're going to hear people talking about things and you're going to think to yourself, this is the last time I'm going to ever talk like that or be like that. You're going to hear music and say, oh, that's so foul. You're going to hear when the enemy of music, that angel of music, that dragon, that serpent, Lucifer, you're going to hear when he's sneaking those lyrics in there. that you used to could bop to and nod your head back and forth because you wasn't paying attention, you're going to start noticing all of the schemes of the enemy, all his dark seeds that he plants. You're going to start hearing in the conversations people have the darkness that they're trying to place within you. You got to guard your ear gates, guard your heart, guard your eyes, because everything is battling for your attention. And one thing about this tool, your mind, if you don't know how to use it, you will be used. You have to leave the mind alone and allow the mind to work for you. The same way clouds pass in the sky can't control how the clouds are passing. It's the observer. It's observing the clouds passing it in the sky. You are the observer. All you are doing is observing this reality. Observe the fake people, the fake places, the fake reality. Observe everything. Observe it, but don't absorb it. Don't soak it up and let it change you and let it impact you and affect you. Just watch it. You're that silent witness. You're the silence in your body that watches everything. I challenge you, and you can do it during the daytime. I challenge you to look into the mirror and think something and realize how you can't see your thoughts. But I want you to look at what the body does while you're thinking. It's going to be standing in the mirror like, you control me. You got into me. You did. Your spirit got into that vehicle that it does every single day to participate in this 3D reality. That's why you're here. God gave you this vessel that controls itself, that heals itself, that grows itself. It's on his divine timing, which is borrowed time, even though he's outside of space and time. In this reality is ran on time. All of this is borrowed time. This body will return back to the dust. The dust in which, again, in Genesis, it tells you that you came from. Man was formed from dust, and you will return back to dust. With that being said, that's why your body forces you to go to sleep at night so that your spirit can return to the spirit realm and do what it does. And that's why you may dream and you have dreams of conversations, people, places, and things that you never experienced. And science is going to tell you, oh, that's just your subconscious, um, basically finally unraveling and figuring out things that you should have said, things you should have did. It's just going to always give you an explanation for things that just cannot be explained because you're not supposed to lean on your own understanding. The human mind, these human titles, human labels cannot explain the spirit world. Only the journey within can explain the spirit world. As I land my plane, that is where a lot of spiritual warfare is coming from because you're on these phones, on these devices. It has you scanning your face, but it's so much more to it. As it scans your face, it's storing your consciousness inside this digital cloud, this digital world. And every time you go to look at that device or unlock it with your face, it knows your mood. It's forcing videos and certain algorithms on you. And before you know it, now you're looking in the mirror, you don't know who this person is. You've completely changed. That's because you probably were functioning on a high frequency, but because you have that face scan on your phone, it's hijacking your frequency by sending you certain videos and basically aligning you with certain low frequencies, you know? But again, it's so much more deeper. This world that you're living in is dark, and you came here to be the light. You didn't come to exist in the darkness, but instead, you came here to shine, to be the light in such a dark world, to wake people up who don't have any understanding. But you can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make them drink it. This type of information is hard to take in for some people. That's why if you're here, this is for you. This is your divine authority. This is your autonomy. You have the free will to choose whether you're going to seek wisdom or be led astray. Okay? You're a spiritual being having a human experience. The journey inward is going to give you all the clarity you need because if you go looking outside for titles and definitions and labels that man has created, you're going to be lost. You're lost right now existing in this 3D reality. But as you take this journey day by day by day inward, you're going to realize I never even had a place in this world.